Hi, here I am, here to do a couple of layouts for us as we're going into holiday season. I know this can be a really fun time of year for some people. It can also be a really difficult time of year for others. And I'm just hoping to set an intention and put out there that if you're someone who has a rough time around the holidays that we celebrate in sort of Western culture of Thanksgiving, Christmas, stuff like that. Those holidays are fraught for a lot of people and they're not always a happy time. And I happen to come from a family that has suffered a lot of loss and a lot of trauma and a lot of fracturing as a result of those things. So I'm with you in my heart, and I want you to know that this space is a welcome place for you as I do these spreads going into the holiday season. You can feel free to comment on any challenges that you might be having or requests to just have love sent your way. And I know firsthand how lonely it can feel this time of year, and also how overwhelming and uncertain from year to year what you might be getting into. I feel really lucky this year. I happened to personally have one of those years where I was like, what's even going to happen this year for me and my family and the holidays? We just went through another big, really intense kind of fracturing of relationships, and I feel fortunate that I'm going to get to go and be with loved ones tomorrow who I think we're probably going to end up kind of clinging together a little bit and enjoying ourselves and having fun, and also probably talking a little bit about everything that's happened in the last few months. And I'm just sending you love. And because this is a challenging time of year, the layout that I would like to do is a relationship spread. So this is going to be a spread for anyone who's trying to understand dynamics in a close relationship to them. It can be a love relationship, like your romantic partner. It can also be relative to a family member, or any kind of relationship where you're trying to understand what's going on, either in the unseen or beneath the surface. Anything like that. And I mentioned in another reading I did out on Nat Creek that I had ordered a tarot deck from B. Nettles, a commemorative copy of her original deck from the 70s. And it's here, and I'm in love with it, almost to the point that I don't even want to use any other decks. It's really been wonderful to get this. And it kind of felt like a full circle moment from back when I was doing printmaking in school. I ordered some really beautiful printmaking papers and a print block to do some relief printing for the holidays. I'm not a big gift giver and getter anymore. My family decided against that a while back because of the cost involved. But this year I kind of got inspired to make a print for my close loved ones. So I'm excited to do that project. It's a nice way to cope with the holidays, doing something creative. And I've had good holidays too. I'm not trying to trash the holidays, but this is a really crazy time of year. I mean, my God, there was just some kind of shit went down on the border. Everything's going in a really intense way in the Middle East. And I just want to put out there again, ceasefire now and free Palestine. And I'm not a Zionist. I would like for there to be more freedom of movement for the Palestinian people. That's my prayer going out there today. So what's happening for you for a relationship? What are some helpful insights that we might gather regarding a relationship? Ooh. Very intriguing. Really intriguing. Wow. I'm glad I'm doing this because this is a really interesting layout already. And I seem to never get tired of reading cards. So this is a big layout for whoever this is going to feel relevant to. There's a lot of far more major arcana cards here than there are minor. There are only 2 minor arcana, and then the rest are majors. And this layout doesn't have many cards to begin with. So over here in this column, this is going to represent you. And over here is the person in question that you're asking about, your relationship. So on your side of things, in your mind, you really want a fresh start and a new beginning with this person. This is the Fool card. The Fool card is the very beginning of the tarot deck. So it's truly the purest form of a new beginning. And that's really where your intentions are. You want a fresh, new start that's unadulterated from past issues, past patterns, past behaviors, past words spoken, whatever. The Fool is a really beautiful cleansing energy. Sometimes he's perceived as naive. He's just getting ready to start off on the hero's journey, according to the themes of the tarot deck. And as we all know, if you are interested in the power of myth at all, the hero's journey is a large undertaking, right? And so in your mind, you are really wanting to start anew with this person. In your heart is the Six of Swords, which is a card of moving on from a difficult period. So, and it's usually shown, and this deck is no exception. It shows people in a boat moving. Well, you might be able to see this very easily. It's dark in here, but moving to a calmer water, maybe from some white water, right? So from a really turbulent, stressful, fraught time into smoother waters where you can kind of get your grips again about you and review and catch your breath. So that's what's happening in your heart, is that you're trying to move from a time of conflict that you might have been feeling towards this person into a time of peace and starting over. This person is not playing small when it comes to this relationship. So I hope that's of comfort to you. If you've been worried in any way that this person doesn't care or doesn't take this relationship seriously, that could not be farther from the truth, because these are two major cards, and this is indicating to me masculine energy. So this is representing someone in your life who is embodying masculine energy. In their mind, they are in magician energy. So they are trying to manifest something between you. They are trying to create, using the powers that are available to them, the power of setting intention, the power of whatever their power is. People have different types of strengths and powers. The Magus is a magician, so he has power over the unseen, power over mysterious forces, the esoteric, right? So this masculine in your life is really approaching, in his mind and his intentions for this relationship, he's really approaching it from a place of trying to create what he would like to see happen, trying to manifest you, whether that's a conversation with you, we don't know. But he's in his full power, in his mental faculties, to make something occur in this relationship. In his heart is the Emperor card. So he's feeling very sovereign, very mighty, very empowered. He's feeling on his throne, if you will. Like, he's not insecure in his heart right now. He feels a sense of mastery, and combined with this Magician card, he feels pretty sure that he's going to succeed. So this masculine energy is directing a lot of really powerful energy at you. And I hope this is something you want to hear. We can get clarification if we need to. But these are not necessarily negative cards. They're extremely powerful cards, though. And so that kind of power is something that we want to kind of keep our eye on, in a sense, just because anyone with that level of power, hopefully they're coming from an ethical place, right? So how to unify these two approaches to this relationship, where you want a new start, you want things to calm out and to be in more of a peaceful state with this person. This person is in really powerful energy about what they're trying to get to happen between the two of you. So that's important for you to know. The unifying force here, which is not a surprise at all, and comforting to me to see, is the Empress. So that's another really intriguing thing, is that this is an Emperor-Empress relationship being captured here. So a lot of card readers or people into the esoteric would describe this as like, you are really two powerful people in divine feminine and masculine energy, both within yourselves and between the two of you. So this shows me that this is kind of a place of harmonizing polarities within you, harmonizing polarities in this relationship in a really powerful way. Like, you're both kind of in really sovereign, masterful energy. Like, you don't need one another, but you want one another, or you don't need to resort to manipulative means, for example. And I like to see this Empress in the harmonizing column here, what unifies your two sides of you together. Because with this Emperor and this Magician, to me, that's a little bit of an imbalance in the masculine pole. They're not bad characters, but to have this Empress here in the Unifying indicates that it's going to be really critical for the health of this relationship that you don't ignore the feminine pole of energy in this relationship. And the feminine pole is the yin energy, the dark energy, lunar energy versus solar energy, intuition versus logic and reason. So this is an important balance against this Magus and this Emperor that can harmonize and calm the energy. And that's your goal. The very heart of things is that there might not be anything moving right now. It's the Two of Swords. And what I think is interesting is that B. Nettles, in her representation of the Two of Swords, is that she also highlights that she wants that Two of Swords energy to be considered along with the concept of justice. And that's not crazy. In the Rider-Waite, the Two of Swords figure is shown blindfolded, like justice is blind, right? And here's the Two of Swords. So this is a time of non-movement, but it's a time of balancing out and bringing justice to a circumstance. I really like how she worked with this card in particular to create the theme that she wanted to achieve out of the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is one of those cards that in many tarot decks, it has a lot of different interpretations. I hear card readers describe Two of Swords as being blocked. You feel blocked, you feel thwarted. I hear other card readers describe Two of Swords as a time of peace and stillness, not of block and frustration. Here, it's a time of pause and justice coming into the energy. So that's interesting to me. There may have been something in this relationship that felt unfair, or that this imbalance that's showing up here somewhat in the masculine pole might be coming back into balance, for example. And where the energy is headed is the Hermit. So both of you are going to need to go within and will benefit from going within. That's really interesting because there's a strong desire to unify here. And then the energy in the direction it's headed is towards the Hermit, which is not necessarily, I mean, it could be illustrative of how to achieve union within you. But let's pull more cards here. What is this Hermit? Can you clarify the Hermit energy for me? And maybe the Two of Justice. Like, where is the energy heading in this relationship? Both of you are very focused on the relationship, and both of you are putting a lot of energy towards the relationship. This might be indicating, though, that there's going to need to be a timeout where you go within. So maybe it's a message of not rushing things and allowing things to unfold naturally. But let's see. What is this Hermit here? What's important for us to understand about the Hermit and where things are going? Pull one more card here. Tell us more about the Hermit. The Seven of Swords. So there might be a little bit of temptation to be manipulative afoot with this Magician card especially. The Hermit being clarified by the Seven of Swords indicates to me that you might just want to, well, I don't know. Let me pull another couple cards. The Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands. So there's a little bit yet to be transmuted here is kind of what this is telling me. And that's why it's indicating that it's going to benefit both of you to be in this Hermit mode for a little bit, because there's some elements going on that are not the greatest energies. So the the Four of Cups is a card of kind of stagnation, not really looking at this dynamic with a healthy mindset. It might be a little bit of like bitterness or resentment, theft energy, this thief here. So this kind of speaks to me about this Magician a little bit, this Knight of Wands as well. So this masculine or the masculine energy between you, like the sexual energy, for example, with this Knight of Wands and this thief and this Four of Cups, it just indicates that there's a little bit of troublesome element energy here. It's nothing to worry about because these are all much bigger energies than these little 4 and 7 cards. But let's get more information about this. Tell us more about these kind of challenging energies here. This deck is really slippery. Tell us more about the 7 and the 4 and the Knight here. What is, like, it might be saying don't engage when this energy is afoot. Go within instead and transmute it. What's happening with this energy? Why are we being told about this Hermit with these? Oops, this card was, I'm going to read this because it's here. That is Aries, the 10 of Aries. What else? What else is it important for us to understand about the dynamic between you and the central column here? It's looking to me like things need to come into a little bit better balance, but we'll see. This deck that I'm shuffling right now is new to me, and it's a historic deck created by a French cartomancy practitioner who wanted to bring in the influence of astrology in a really primary way in his card deck. So that's what he did. And I'm still learning it, so I'm going to need to use the book. So we have the 10 of Aries to explain some of this energy. What's another card that can explain this energy up here relative to the Hermit? Mercury. So let's see what these two cards say here. The first one was the 10 of Aries. 10 of Aries. This is to clarify this Hermit, thief energy, and 4 of Cups stagnant around Knight of Wands. Maybe a little bit imbalance in the sacral chakra. Let's see here. 10 of Aries. This card represents Andromeda on her rock, deliciously feminine and yet proud. This almost divine heroine with her stern graciousness allied to her beauty, chained to the rock by evil forces, at the mercy of a sea monster, is on the point of yielding when the potential and unexpected rescuer comes in bold flight on a winged horse in the gold of the sky. It is intelligent and daring willpower, animating brave and active benevolence, which brings freedom and the compensating triumph of happy wedlock. Its significance in the pack is that of victory after sacrifice. It promises fame and wealth after innumerable difficulties. So to me, this is saying, yeah, there's a lot going on with this relationship. This relationship has deeper meaning for both of you. It's going through a little bit of a challenging time right now with these fraught energies of this 4 of Cups and the thief, the Knight of Wands. The Hermit is a card of going within, and kind of what this clarifying 10 of Aries is showing me that this is not going to be a permanent state. That once you've sort of cleared out this hurdle energy, something beautiful is right beyond it. So let's see now about this Mercury card. What should we understand about Mercury here? As another clarifier. Mercury is a fiery planet. I know that. I don't know enough about astrology to know very much, though, about it. It's weird. It comes at the end as well. Where is it? Mercury. Here it is. I don't know why this card shows up at the end of the deck. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that. Youthful, of gracious mien, his shoulders girt with a cloak that scarcely conceals his form, his head surmounted by the winged Pegasus, carrying in his hand the caduceus, or the magic wand, the magician, symbolizing equilibrium. With his free and easy, tremulous and nimble demeanor, Mercury, the sly god, ambassador and messenger of Olympus, alert and quick, prepares himself to accomplish some piece of cunning work which will help him to fulfill a delicate or perilous mission. This card represents a child or a young person. It brings youth. It is the card of shrewdness, of creative intelligence, of nerve force, maybe this Knight of Wands, and of journeys. It is good or evil according to its position in the horoscope, but it always conveys the idea of something, news or of a change. From the physical standpoint, if it is afflicted, it causes throat trouble, nervous diseases, and loss of memory. So to me, this indicates, again, because he's a little bit sneaky, that's what is hearkening to this Seven of Swords energy here. So, but again, it's a card of shifts and changes. So I don't see anything negative here. It's just that there's a little bit of shadowy elements that are going to be important to watch out for while you're dealing with this relationship. So I'm going to pull maybe just one or two more cards to lend their insight into this relationship layout. This is my deck. What's important to understand about this relationship and these powerful energies that are afoot? Maybe this magician is working on surprising you, and this emperor, that's the sneakiness, right? Let's see here. What else is important for you to understand about this relationship? Look for what is being left out. What is the missing element? And so that's part of it. It might be that there's something going on with this masculine that you don't know about that has yet to reveal itself, which is why it's kind of advising you to lay low and watch things unfold. Go within. Something's afoot here. And these two cards really spoke to that. So something's missing. You don't have all the information is kind of what I'm picking up on. What else? What's another important thing to understand about this relationship? You hold the power in this situation. Don't forget to wield your power with ethics and from your heart. That's exactly what we were speaking to about this magician and this emperor. He has a lot of power, and I'm hoping that he's catching this reading as well, so that he understands that he needs to really tread carefully here. He has a lot of power in this situation. You do too, especially as you engage your Empress energy to help bring this relationship into a place of balance. But there's power dynamics afoot, and it's important that both parties know and understand that and wield whatever power they have in the situation with ethics and from their heart center, and not from a desire to be manipulative or trick people, right? I'm going to pull one more of these. What else is important to know? The plant kingdom should be included in addressing this issue. So this might help you get clarity for using plants however you do, whether that's smoking cannabis, whether it's using herbalism like herbal teas or tinctures. I've been taking hawthorn a lot lately and nettles, and the reason I've been doing that is because of going through all these really difficult family shifts and changes and things that make me feel really vulnerable in my heart, and also really heartbroken about some ways some things have gone down. So I've been using hawthorn and nettles to soothe my nervous system and help my heart, which is going through some grief, right? So using plants in that way can help rein in or neutralize or help any desire to be tricky or manipulative. It can help you rise above that kind of stuff, some of those more base impulses that we have. And then I'll pull one more card here. What about this relationship? Anything else to know? Use plants to help you through this time of uncertainty. It could also be something like, if you're trying to make peace with this person, using plants in that way, like giving them flowers, or, plants are Something like rose has been with us since the dawn of humanity. We've had a close relationship with roses, right? So it might be something like, how do you bring roses into this for healing, right? Healing the heart. What else is helpful for you to know about this relationship? Exchanging gifts, which is a great card. This came up not long ago, and it's a good omen for this relationship as well. Love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let love flow out of you too. Love is truly yours today. I can't think of a more beautiful way to wrap this up, because that's this sort of harmonizing energy around this relationship, and it helps balance out that Four of Cups, which is a little bit of a tense heart center energy of maybe ingratitude or stagnation or even being blocked. This is saying that's, if you let your love energy flow through your heart again, it can clear away this Four of Cups stagnation in the heart center. So I hope that's helpful. This is all a positive omen for this relationship. And I hope it's validating for you that the challenges that you might be up against in this relationship sound to me like challenges you're conscious of and you're trying to work through in a healthy way. And this is indicating positive outcomes. You can't be afraid to go within, though. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll be back soon with another layout. Come on.